everyone. For you guys that do not know who I am, my name is Ashley Lakomowski and I am an IFBB figure pro athlete. Just signed on with Hosstile Sups, super excited about it. I actually just made my pro debut I think it's been about a couple months ago now. I don't know, I feel like the time has been kind of like just weird. Anyways, I am in my off season now and I'm really excited about it. For you guys that know how it is, post-show, it's kind of just like a weird little thing, but we're at a really, really good spot right now and I'm part of a great team. Super excited to be working with them. I am going to be creating a lot of behind the scene videos for you guys with these YouTube videos, just kind of getting to know who I am as an athlete, as a dog mom, as a wife, as a friend, all of the above. So I'm going to take you with me. Right now I'm actually doing my fasted cardio. I actually live right down the road from Lifetime and it's super easy. I just get up and walk to Lifetime and do my cardio. So I'm going to take you with me and let's have some fun. When I'm walking to the gym, I sip on so in the morning I'll have my EAAs. Some people have them around their workout. I actually have them twice a day. So I'll have them around my cardio just because I want to make sure that I'm replenishing myself after my cardio and some accessory work. And then I'll have another scoop later on around my training time. And so these ones are the Silo EAAs, and this one is blueberry lemonade. It's really, really good. And this is my favorite shaker. I think it's actually like the cheapest one on the website. I just like it. It's simple, it's easy, it's super light. I don't know. I know that's something kind of weird. We are lazy, so we press handicap. I have to save all my energy for my cardio. So here we are in my luxurious gym. I mean, everyone thinks Lifetime is so fancy, and maybe it is fancy. Here, let's let this guy pass us here. Sorry. And maybe it is kind of fancy, but it's really nice. And I like a clean gym. There is good equipment here. It's convenient, which is number one. They have an awesome pool, so I can go out there and lay out during the summer. But here in Texas, it's always summer, so I can always lay out there. Sauna, steam room, all of the above. So it works out. But then I also have my home gym, which is the Muscle Factory. So I like to kind of mix it up. I like that. There's, honestly, there's no wrong, there's no right. You know, equipment is equipment, effort is effort. So I'm continuously giving effort any gym I go into. There's no right or wrong cardio, you know, as long as you're sticking to your plan and doing your cardio. I like the treadmill. I specifically like these treadmills. So these ones I feel like are not rough on your knees. A lot of times you do the treadmill and like your joints feel kind of sore afterwards, but these ones are really, really nice. I don't know the science behind it. I've never researched it, but it works. So right now off season, my plan is 25 minutes, 6 days a week. I had to remember 6 days a week, 25 minutes of cardio, which is included in my step count, which my steps are about 10,000 steps a day. I typically always go over that just because I'm such a busybody. So I'll get this started. And I typically don't always look this cute and I guess you could say done up in the morning, but I wanted to make sure I looked appropriate for y'all. So typically I do incline about 6 and then my speed is at 3, which works. If I'm feeling a little frisky, I'll go higher. but I like to stay consistent, which is nice. That's where you're going to see your results, and you can measure from there. Make sure you take this heavy fanny pack off. By the way, these are great to have. They hold everything that you need for the gym. My essentials typically are my headphones, obviously my phone. You have to have some sort of chapstick. I am a chapstick whore. This one is Burt's Bees. I really, really love this one. It has like a little lip shimmer to it. It smells nice too. And then floss stick, just in case you get something in your tooth. My card and a coffee card. So these are my essentials. Oh, and of course, which I already shared with you guys. So here we go. 25 minutes, but I am an overachiever and I always do 30. Just seems right. 25 is weird. I feel like 30 is an even number. I don't really like odd numbers. So a little about me, for you guys that don't know me, I started my bodybuilding competing career in 2018. I really started training at the end of like 2017 is when I got into lifting weights. I didn't come from an athletic background. I was in performing arts, theater, artsy, fartsy type kind of girl. I always wanted to be an athlete, but it just wasn't something I could do growing up. Anyways, fast forward, 2018 is when I did my first show, and I competed at the Dallas Europa in figure. So I started training for about like 6 to 8 months. I had someone come up to me and they were like, "Do you compete?" And I was like, "Compete?" I was like, "No." They're like, "Wow, you look really good. Like, you should think about it." And I was like, I don't know. I guess something about it for me was kind of different. Just being judged on your physique is how I looked at it. Like, for me, that was very, very uncomfortable. Going up there half naked is how I looked at it at the time. And someone judging me and telling me, "Hey, this looks good, this doesn't look good." So I was kind of iffy about it. Took some time. My physique changed. I felt pretty confident in the way that I looked. I'm like, wow, this is something I could really work towards. I wanted a goal. I wanted something to work towards. So we did it. My husband was like, I totally think you should do this. I'm like, okay, oh my God. Okay, get prepared, get prepared. Very scary for me. So picked a show, worked towards that. Prep wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And I ended up taking first in novice and second place in open, which was amazing. I was like, oh my God. So I was kind of like, depending on how I do with these shows, then I'm either going to keep on competing or I'm like, whatever. You know, I did it. But I felt this accomplishment when I did my first show. And for me, internally, it was something that was really difficult, you know, and I think people don't really see that. You know, they see the surface of things. And that was a really, really big achievement for me, doing that. And I was really proud of myself, where it was like, I did this, I could do anything. And so took time off. It was about a year. I did my first show, my national show at Junior Nationals in Chicago. Did that, so freaking nervous. Oh my God. I came in watery. I was so stressed. Took third place though, which was great. 6 weeks after that, we ended up doing USA's in Las Vegas. I got third place. So for me, that was kind of like hey, third place, take time off, work on your physique. You want to earn that pro card, you need to work hard for a pro physique. And I feel like that's really always my mentality. You know, and it could be bittersweet, right? I'm not good enough. I got to get there. But took that time off, and we did a big show, Nationals. That was in, I can't even think right now, freaking brain fart, but that was about 2020. Sorry guys. This is kind of in my brain post-show. So we worked for that. I was so confident going into that show, 100%. I had no doubt. I wasn't stressed, smooth sailing. I just knew it. So I went to that show. I won first, won overall. And that was an amazing achievement. That was like, wow, holy crap, here to here, right? I think at that time I was so excited, but I was also really lean for a long time. And it took a toll on me. It took a toll on my hormones. I literally was like depleted of estrogen at that point. I was just like this zombie. I just wasn't myself. So I accomplished something amazing, right? But I felt like shit. You know, it was kind of scary because I'm like, oh my God, am I gonna be okay? I didn't feel like myself. So we ended up working towards feeling better and getting my hormones into a balanced, better place. And I did, and it took me a while. It took me about 4 months to really get there. And then I had things that I wanted to do after that. It was so long, you know, that I was like, I want to live life. I want to travel. At that time, I had actually had my breasts done when I competed, and I hated them. I hated them because my body changed after I had gotten them done, right? So building muscle, my physique changed, so it changed my implants, the way that they looked. So that was something that I saved for, and I really wanted them done. So I ended up getting them redone. So I took time off for that, right? And then I just started working. I went back to work like when I could, with training, dieting. And then at the beginning of the year, I ended up getting really sick. I had gotten COVID. And here's the thing, guys, is I didn't get tested for it, but I've never felt like this in my life, ever. And I will say that it wasn't as bad as post-COVID. I was having really, really bad anxiety. I was having panic attacks. Like even driving, going to the store, I was like, oh my God. I was like paranoid, like, what if I like have an anxiety attack and I get into this car accident? Something crazy, like that's how my mind was working. And my mind, I'm naturally a little bit of an anxious person, but like this was like on a different level. And it took about a couple months, 2 to 3 months of feeling like this. And I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna compete. Like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna compete again, period. Like, this is crazy. Like, maybe this is not meant for me. Like, then you're thinking, what if I die? What if this? Like, it was insane. I ended up feeling better. I prayed a lot about it. Honestly, I prayed a lot about it. I'm like, God, like, if this is something you want me to do, if this is my calling, then let it be. Let me know, you know? And so time went on, and I felt better. My mind felt right. And we prepared for San Antonio Pro. I was actually gonna compete at a different show, but San Antonio Pro ended up just kind of, it just seemed to work with like our schedule and everything that kind of was there. And it's my hometown, it's where I live. So it was almost like, it's meant to be. Like, I'm here representing where I live. Like, where I started my journey was here in San Antonio. Finally preparing for my pro debut, right? Super excited about it. I'm like, oh my God, I felt so confident. I had seen change. I had seen a lot of things come up that I needed to work on. Felt amazing. I was like, I'm gonna do amazing. So confident. We're about a month out from my pro debut, and we got a call that my brother-in-law passed away. And you know, at that time, I'm in prep, and as you guys know, like being in prep, it's like you're very focused, almost like any kind of emotion, anything that's loud noise that's going in your ear, you know, it's like you're just you're in your own world, so anything doesn't bother you. So we got that call, and my heart just broke. It broke for my brother, it broke for my husband. You know, I didn't really know how to process any of that at that time. You know, honestly, I wasn't even going to compete. I was just gonna be like, fuck it. You know, like, I need to be there for my family. I need to be there for my husband. And, you know, my brother was going to actually fly out there, and he was going to be there with me for my pro debut. He was always there for my first show and for nationals where I won overall. So it was just seemed he was going to be there. So I was like, I can't do this, you know. But then my husband, my mother-in-law, you know, they were like, we're going to do this for him. That's what he'd want. And my brother, little history about him is he was a bodybuilder, and he was very, very passionate about it. And his depression really got the best of him. And he battled really bad depression. And he just couldn't do it anymore. You know, this life was hell for him. And I understand, but doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt us. That really got me. So even though I'm suppressing these emotions because I'm like, I gotta stay strong, I have to focus on my show, like, we gotta do this, okay? And not realizing that every little thing was just, it was affecting me. I could say that it wasn't, but it was. And about a week into my show, I just felt like my mental kind of crashed, you know, and I wasn't where I wanted to be mentally. And I am so grateful for my placing. I got 5th place, which is great. I competed with amazing girls, but I wasn't myself. When I got on that stage, it just wasn't Ashley. It wasn't what I was practicing and what I was preparing for. So redemption is in the books, and I'm working hard. I'm working on everything that I need to work on to the T. And I will be making we'll see, I don't know, next year sometime. I'm not gonna say, keep on the DL. Not that it matters, but I wanna keep you guys thinking. So typically after my cardio, I always do my accessory work. My accessory work is working on my weak points. So I'm gonna bring up a little extra volume every day for those muscles that I'm lagging on. And the opposite is maintaining the muscle that I have. So for instance, my calves, I have big calves, but they're not directly in my training program. So I'll do them every other day depending on how they feel. Just obviously I'm not trying to build the muscle, but I want to maintain it and harden the muscle. So that's what we're doing with this. And I typically only do like 1 set. It really depends on how I feel that day. If I'm feeling recovered, I just kind of really go off the way that I feel when it comes to my accessory work. But I always stick to it because honestly, it's really, really helped me. So we'll start off with calves. I'll do 1 set, and I typically do like 15 to 20 reps, and that's it, and call it good. Next accessory work that I do every day that's super important are abs. So I typically do a giant set of 50. Why is it important to do abs? Well, obviously we want a nice core. We want nice definition, just like any other muscle. But your core is everything. We have a strong core, we have a strong physique. Okay, so another thing I wanted to touch base on is doing this is different than doing vacuums. And I say this because I am someone that did not put effort into my vacuums. And so being on stage, I was not able to control my core. So like doing my transitions, obviously you can't see it because I got my cool big Hosstile shirt on, but when I was doing my transitions, I was letting go, and so you could see my lower abdominal stick out. Did not look flattering at all. So practice your vacuums, and I've been doing that lately, and it's such a difference doing them. It'll make such a difference, I promise you. Because watching that, I was just like, oh my God. It's night and day. I am checking my lines because I'm obsessed. And that's what us bodybuilders do. No, seriously though, that's what we do. So do a little meat slab. I've actually just learned this because I was actually doing it the wrong way previously. I was flexing as I was shaking it, which I don't know how I was doing that. That's actually really hard. But we've got 6 weeks till the Hosstile Olympia booth. Super excited about that. Like I told you guys, I love the guys, I love the team, I love everyone. I haven't met some of them, and I can't wait to meet you guys. Good thing is that I know that I will not be the chubbiest. I think Justin's got me on that. He'll be the chubby chaser there. So as I'm looking out at this gloomy, rainy weather, ugh, sick of this darkness. But anyways, on a serious note, typically I have a couple other movements that I do. I typically do mid-row for my back. I'll do some delt work. Like I said, those are muscles that I feel like I can use extra volume, so I'll do that as an accessory work. Add those in, because those are weak points that I could bring up, make those bigger. But I think getting back into my training, I am sore. I'm sore today. So I'm gonna pass on those and call it good and head back home. Probably get a little bit wet, but it's okay. It's nice and refreshing. Thanks for watching.